Good morning, guys. Actually, it's afternoon, but that's okay. The day has gone by fast. It's April, and I'm back with another video. Obviously, otherwise, I don't know what you'd be watching, right? I don't know why I said that. Anyway, I'm in the kitchen today, and I'm attempting my very first homemade cheesecake. Yeah, and I thought go big or go home, so I went and printed the Cheesecake Factory original cheesecake recipe instructions. I don't know if this is actually the original cheesecake recipe. Say that 10 times fast. But I decided I'm going to try it. So here I am. I have my ingredients out. I have my mixer. And what I've been doing is I put my graham crackers in a bag, and I have been crushing them with a rolling pin. You know, just literally, here, let me move the camera down. You see that? Yep. So if you have any stress you need to get rid of, that's a good way to do it. All right, let me move the camera again. So the next thing it says to do, well, the first thing it says to do is to preheat your oven to 475 degrees Fahrenheit. Have no idea what that is in Celsius, by the way. So my oven's preheated. It says to place a large pan filled with a 1/2 inch of water in the oven. So in a minute, I'll show you what I have, probably when I put it in. But I just have a cookie sheet that I filled with some water, and we'll see what happens there. So that's preheating. I've been crushing my graham cracker crumbs, and it says to mix your graham cracker crumbs and cinnamon and add butter or margarine. I'm not adding cinnamon to my crust. I don't want that in there. I'm gonna pause you for just a second. All right, sorry about that. I don't remember where I was, but I think I was talking about the graham cracker crumbs. And so what I've done is I've poured them into here. My recipe calls for 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs, and I had about that much. So I'm going to lower the camera so that you can see what I'm doing here. Whoa! Don't drop. Okay, so can you see that? My hands are clean, and some of these didn't quite get crushed enough that, you know what, I think that's going to be good. Next, what I am going to do is add a little bit of sugar. Instead of cinnamon, I think I will add about, you know, cheesecake is not, it tastes really good, but it isn't very healthy. I'm just going to go ahead and add a tablespoon or so, tablespoon and a half of sugar. Okay, so now I've done that. Next, I'm going to take 1/3 cup of unsalted butter. I love using butter, and I've always only used unsalted in my kitchen. Adding things with salt in them, it really adds up, especially if you're trying to watch sodium intake. And even if you don't have dietary restrictions because of heart or blood pressure, you know, all that extra sodium just isn't good for you. So now all I'm doing is stirring this. Now what I'm going to do is just start, I hope you can see, to press this into the bottom. I might actually use the back of the spoon or my hands, I don't know. And it says to push this 2/3 of the way up. I might have to, I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? This is going to take me a minute, so I'll just pause the video. Okay, so I've pressed it in as best I can. I feel like I could have used more graham cracker crumbs, but I don't have any more. And maybe it needs more butter. But you know what? I think I'm just going to go with this. And it says to freeze it. So I'm going to grab some foil because the directions say to wrap a large piece of foil around the bottom of the pan. And I've never cooked in a spring-form pan before, but that's what this is. Got it at the thrift store for about $2, and I'm glad I picked it up. Now it says to put this around there, and now I'm going to stick it in my freezer. Okay, so it said to put it in the freezer while making the filling. Move this stuff out of the way. And it says next to mix your ingredients. So let's see. This recipe calls for 4 8-ounce packages of cream cheese softened, and these have been sitting out for a while, so they are ready to go in the bowl. You also, well, I have my other ingredients ready. You need eggs, sugar, sour cream, which that threw me off a little bit, but it apparently helps with the taste and the texture, I believe. And this is going to take me a minute to open up all of the cream cheese, so I'll be back. All right, I've got all of the cream cheese in here. And so now I'll begin with the other ingredients. Next, I need to add the sugar. And there's 1 1/4 cups of sugar measured in a dry measuring cup, transferred to this for easy, transferring, if that's a thing. And then you need a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Definitely going to taste good. And it's definitely something I'm hoping to freeze part of because I don't need to eat all of this. I exercise and I'm trying to make healthier choices. Cheesecake is definitely one of those things that tastes good, but it's something you definitely have to have in moderation. Okay. And then it says vanilla. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Next, I'm gonna beat this with my electric mixer until smooth and creamy. And then I'll be back. Look at how thick and creamy that is. I'm just gonna scrape the sides of the bowl down. And then it says to go to the next step. And that next step, because I've switched positions in the kitchen, because we have an outlet on our island. Let's see, next we have to whisk eggs in a bowl and add to the cream cheese mixture. So let's grab I've got my large 4-cup measuring cup. I'll be right back. I need to wash these eggs because they're from my neighbor's house. Okay, so I'm going to just crack all of my eggs in here. I'm saving my eggshells for the garden. Whoops. And I got some eggshell in here. don't recommend doing that. Hold on. Okay, so you'll notice my glass is empty here, and that's for a reason. I forgot to rinse it out. So not only did I get eggshell in there, there was just a bunch of little undesirable stuff in there. I don't think it was blood, but you know, when you're dealing with farm fresh eggs, that can happen. So I broke my own rule, which is to always put a single egg in a bowl, check it out, and then put it into my container so that I don't have to waste, in that case, an entire egg. So this called for, I believe it was 5 eggs. Yep, 5 eggs. I love getting these fresh eggs from my neighbor. Her chickens are, I really like her chickens. May have to help her with that. There is something interesting I'm trying to get out of here. See, this is why I do that. I'm not sure what that is, but it's not blood. It could be the shell. I think it was a little part of the shell that was in there, so that one's good. And then let's take the 5th one. I think she's got 20 or 22 chickens. I can't remember. Actually, I think she's got less now because she ended up having some roosters, and they were being mean to her hens. So she, let's just say they're in her freezer now. So I'm just going to whisk these because it says to do that. I love this big measuring cup. It is big. It's worked out in a lot of things, and it works as an extra little bowl. Now it says what we're going to do is add this to the cream cheese mixture. And beat them in just until the eggs are incorporated. So I'll be right back so you don't have to hear the mixer. And there it is. It's completely mixed in. And now let's see what we do. It says to remove the crust from freezer and pour in the filling and place the cheesecake into the preheated water bath. We'll bake it for 12 minutes, turn the oven on to 350 degrees, and bake until the cheesecake turns golden, 50 to 60 minutes. Now what it doesn't tell me is when to take the spring foam off of it, so I'm going to have to look that up. I'll watch a video while this is baking. So let me go grab that crust. And just like I thought, freezing the crust actually is holding the crust together. So I don't want to miss any of that cheesecake. So we'll just do that. Now let's grab my rubber spatula and let's hope that this fits in here. This is looks so good. Now I haven't tasted it. I usually lick the bowl and stuff, but I don't know if I'm going to today because I'd rather eat some cheesecake. What is that? I thought something wasn't quite mixed, but whatever it is, it's okay. I'm used to making the, is it the Jell-O cheesecake? The mix where you just add milk to it and you beat it for forever. Yeah, that's what I'm used to making. So next time I do this, I am going to use more graham crackers and have that crust go higher. And I don't want any of this to go to waste. I mean, if you're going to make a cheesecake, why waste it? And look at the size. This is a 9-inch pan, I believe. Look at that. Now, I'm going to go stick this in the oven, and then I will show you what I mean by that water bath in just a second. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell, but I do have a pan, a cookie sheet. It's filled with water, and the cheesecake's in the oven. It's going to bake for 12 minutes, and I'll be back when it's done. See you soon. Well, the other day I made a cheesecake and I forgot to film the final product. So this is what's left of it, probably about half of it. And oh my goodness, it's good. So I wanted to come on and just share this with you and encourage you to try making your own. So this is definitely going to be something I make just a couple of times a year because it's pretty filling. It's very rich, but it tastes wonderful. So it was a copycat original Cheesecake Factory cheesecake recipe. So I hope you guys try it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.